Hey all there, hope you're doing well. My name is Victor and I'm from Russia, and I'm a partner of Cebu International Academy, working here with this amazing school, helping mostly with Russian-speaking students. But today, it doesn't matter from which country you are, because we've got an interesting experiment for all of you, and I believe it will be useful for everyone as long as you have plans to study English language here at CIA. So, what's the experiment? I will become a real student for a couple of days. It means I will take an entrance test. Also, I will attend some individual and group classes for ESL course, which stands for General English, for IELTS course as well, and for Business English course. So you will be able to see the tuition itself from the inside, to understand or at least to get a general idea of what you will study here on these courses. I will give my honest comments, recommendations and advice for future students. Stay with us, watch this video till the end, do not forget to subscribe, and without any further ado, let's jump straight into the world of studying English language here at Cebu International Academy. So here is the IDP building. This is the place where all students taking entrance exams, and also this is the place where all students taking official IELTS exam, in case you will study an IELTS course and in case you want to take official IELTS examination. So you can do it right here at CIA, right in this building. I've just finished my entrance test, but for those of you who will come here to study IELTS, you will have the full IELTS test. I chose ESL course. The course is developed and authorized by Cambridge, so it's not like they just ask you a couple of questions and let you go. No, you will be fully tested. All your skills, listening, reading, writing, speaking. The test is well developed. You can be sure that your level of English will be assessed precisely. I thought it would be easier, but in fact, it's not extremely difficult, but it's not really easy. So it's kind of, the difficulty is kind of in the middle. Each section divided into several parts. The speaking part takes really about 5 minutes maybe. You have some small talk, describe a picture, and that's it. Listening part consists of 4 recordings. You listen to 4 records, then you answer the questions. For reading part, you will have 5 small texts. Of course, you will have to answer questions after each text. And for writing part, you will have to write short message, write quite long letter, about 100 or 150 words, and also fill in the sentence or write some words. Each section will be assessed separately. Your total score will be the average score of your each section. If you're really good at speaking and listening, but your reading and writing are poor, you will get some sort of middle score. So your level will be medium. According to your score, academic staff will give you studying books. They will, based on your score, they will put you into groups for group classes, which means that if your level is quite high, you will not study in a group with beginners. Or if you are a beginner, you will not get into a group with intermediate or upper intermediate students. After the entrance test, all new students have a campus tour to observe the facilities, classrooms, gym, library, dining area, to ask some questions to their managers. Also, they have orientation. Orientation means that manager will tell you about the rules of the school, the rules of accommodation, dormitory rules, school's policy, and all the other stuff. After lunch, new students have welcome ceremony in the IDP building. Usually in the evening, all new students get their schedule, got their books, and go to classes and study English language. To be honest, I expected that my results would be a little bit higher. On average, I got 81%. So 81% out of 100%. It's not that bad. They evaluated me as a B2 level. Also, it's stated there that I'm independent user. I think that my results are correct, though I am a little bit surprised that my speaking is kind of low, because I always thought that speaking is my strongest part. But here we can see that speaking, for me, it is a surprise, but I'm not upset. I have much room for improvement. So listening part is the highest part for me. I got 170 score out of 200 according to Cambridge system. 167 for reading, which is not bad. Writing is 155. Well, I expected it to be a little bit higher, but still maybe I made some grammar mistakes or maybe something else. And speaking, as I already said, I expected it to be a little bit higher, but 156, not bad. So my total score, which is 162. 162 is B2 level. We can see it at the bottom of the paper, level 6 out of 10 levels. My level is intermediate, medium, like upper intermediate level, and that's how you can understand your exact level. Here at CIA, when you have an individual class, you may talk to teachers, ask them to focus more on something that you really need. And that is a great part of studying here, because the school has a good amount of flexibility. It allows you to focus on things that you feel you really need. And it is really helpful. Right now, I want to show you my schedule for today. For all of you, especially for those who will study an IELTS course or an ESL or regular course, the schedule will be way more intensive, because you will have 4 individual classes and 4 group classes. And moreover, you will have 2 self-study classes, which means that you will have a task, you will have a special book for self-studying, for self-writing, and you will have to go to a library and do some tasks, do some reading, writing, answering questions on your own. Our group answer for number 1, my answer would be just say nothing, because it's just milk. Probably I wouldn't say anything. I already visited a group class and the topic was swearing words and expressions. So it doesn't mean we just sat there and shouting swearing words. No, we discussed, is it appropriate to use some sort of expressions in a particular situation? For the majority of students here, this class is one of the most popular, because you may freely discuss almost anything you want legally, because it's not that easy in regular life to discuss some swearing words. But here at CIA, they give you this opportunity to feel free to discuss, to talk, improve your English as well, because during this class still you will learn some new grammar. Also, if you're a parent thinking of sending your beloved child here to study English at CAA, they will not give these classes to teenagers. If you're a person and you don't feel like you want to discuss these topics because of your beliefs, maybe you may ask not to give you this class, because here at CAA they got a lot of different classes, a lot of different topics. I got a whole bunch of different books for different classes, because for every individual class and for every group class you have your special book, because they all dedicated to different topics, to different skills.
Do you have any questions with this one?
Not really. It's quite understandable. I just finished my second class. We discussed actually some basic stuff, but even though my level of English is not really low, it's kind of upper intermediate, still this class was useful for me. I learned something new. I learned a couple of new expressions, a couple of new words. The teacher explained me some mistakes I regularly make when I'm speaking. One more class has been finished. We got a list of new vocabulary for us, which will help us to express our emotions and feelings. We had a conversation discussing different situations and used these words from this list. Also, we used a book. There was some examples of words, examples of adjectives, or some short expressions which are useful when you want to express your emotions, when you want to tell about your feelings. The class with Dominic is so much fun, interaction, discussion, conversations. It went lively with a lot of expression from teacher Dominic.
These pictures describe being united as a family, right? Working together.
We use this book, Cambridge English FCE workbook. We focused mainly on listening skill. So we listened to some text, some conversation, then answered questions, and also discussed some phrasal verbs. And phrasal verbs were extremely useful for me because phrasal verbs is my weakness in English language. I was really happy to have this class. I was able to learn something new for me, and I hope I will use it in the future. We had a conversational class and used some new expressions. We used this book, English Conversations. There are different topics in it which you can study, you can learn it and use in almost on a daily basis, in fact. I had 5 classes of ESL General English course today. I was able to learn something new because I learned some new words, some new expression, phrasal verbs. This day is really impressive. And one more thing to mention, all of you will have to take daily tests in the morning. You will have to go to IDP testing room every morning before 8 o'clock and take your daily test. It's a brief test consisting of 10 questions. My first class for IELTS course dedicated to speaking part. The teacher explained me a structure of IELTS speaking part. It consists of 3 smaller parts. Then we tried a sort of trial IELTS speaking test. I found it quite difficult, especially part 2, where you have to speak spontaneously, almost with no preparation, on a specific topic for at least 2 minutes. After a minute and a half, I understood that I have no ideas anymore. She gave me some advice, she gave me some techniques. IELTS test is not only about your English level. It's 65 or 70% of your English level, but it's 35 or 30% about your preparedness to the test itself. The test has its own structure, peculiarities and nuances. Speaking about the IELTS course structure, you will have 4 individual classes dedicated to main skills like speaking, listening, reading and writing. Also, you will have group classes, and every single week you will have a full IELTS test. The best thing here is that you will have individual classes because you will have opportunity for yourself to practice your answers, to ask questions. You will have different books for speaking, reading, writing, listening, as I already mentioned. Also, you will have different books for self-studying, self-writing. So you will have time to go to a library and practice IELTS essay, because for the majority of students is the most problematic part. And here, before the official test, you will have a lot of time to practice itself, to train your ideas, to train structures, to apply all the techniques and follow all the recommendations. So IELTS course is well structured here. It will give you the full range of opportunities to prepare yourself enough to be able to pass the test, to get a desirable score at IELTS test. For a reading part, teachers will give you some tips how to make it a little bit easier for you to figure out, to understand the text and to answer correctly. When you come here, you will have at least 4 individual classes with teachers, and they will give you all the useful recommendations, tips, how to make the test a little bit easier for you. So you will understand, you will know some peculiarities, some nuances, some details of each part of the test, which is really helpful.
Yes, sir. Do you have any idea what cognitive means?
Cognitive? It's something to do with brain psychology or something like that.
Very good.
On business course, all students, a sort of graduation project, they will have to make a presentation and present it in front of teachers and other students on their last week of tuition. The presentation of one of the students was, she's working in an international company as HR. She gave us some advice on how to make a CV, a resume. Another student, she working in a fashion industry. So the topic of her presentation was dress to impress. And her presentation related to some kind of fashion stuff. She gave some also useful recommendations about how to improve your wardrobe. So I have only 5 minutes break between classes, so I have to go. We talked about how to write a business email. Teacher explained me some peculiarities, some details. It was really useful for me because I finally understood some mistakes that I usually do when I send somebody kind of business letter. What must be included in business letter, what you should never use when you send somebody formal email. And right now I will go to my next class. It will be the last class for me on business course and the last class for the whole trial tuition. Okay, so we can go.
Would you like me to correct you right away or right after when you talk?
I think you may correct me right away. I understand that for some students maybe it's better that they finish their whole sentence. My last class was dedicated to grammar. The good thing here on a business course that you will also study English grammar using books and topics related to business. Even though my English level is B2, it was useful for me. In group classes, you will talk to students working in different spheres: fashion, engineering, IT, marketing, you name it. And it's a good thing because you can learn something new. You can share your own experience, get some ideas from these people from all over the world. Actually, I can show you books for business course. For example, books for business writing. You will get the whole information about how to create formal letters and everything, formal emails, advice and everything. A book called Business Plus, Preparing for the Workplace, is a kind of combination of all the topics and all the skills, also reading, culture focus, business writing. The third book that I got for today was English Grammar. If you come here for business course, you will improve your main skills. You will study, you will read books one way or another related to business sphere and marketing that you need for your job, for your business as well. First, if you're level A1 or A2 for now, general English course is the best. Second, IELTS or TOEIC preparation works best if your level is B1 or at least close to it, and of course higher. Third, for intermediate and upper intermediate levels who don't need IELTS or TOEIC, I'd recommend to choose Business English course. It offers English improvement and valuable professional knowledge, networking, and sharing experience. Number 4, be ready for an intensive schedule. Patience and persistence are key. Number 5, teachers are flexible, so focus on your weak areas by communicating with them. They may adjust your program a little bit to help you study better. The next one will be don't skip self-study. Use the quiet library to review and reinforce what you've learned. Self-study is as important as the other classes for sure. And the last but not the least, speak English as much as possible, especially with international students, to enhance your English practice. The Academy offers a full immersion environment, so study, socialize, make connections while improving your English. Stay positive, active and friendly, and you'll be surrounded by amazing people. Thank you for your time. I hope now you know a little bit more about inner side of Cebu International Academy. My name is Victor from Kiwi Education. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye. And business course is really good. Even if your level is already more or less high, for example, as mine, still you can just join this course not only for English, you will be able to talk to professional people from different spheres. It's kind of not only about English language, but it's about like the general, networking and general knowledge. If it were me, I would rather choose the business course.
Very good. I'm glad to hear that you thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay, I must go because I already have my next class.
Take it from the businessman. Take the business course.